Hello and welcome back to the course on MetaTrader 4. Here in front of us we have 8 Forex charts. They're all different. Some of them are for different currency pairs, some of them are for different time frames, some of them have different levels of zoom, and some have different indicators placed on them. But most importantly, all of them have different color schemes. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. Today I will show you how to customize your chart to your preferences and to your liking, because ultimately you're going to be spending a lot of time in MetaTrader 4, and it is important for your experience, for your trading experience, to be enjoyable and for you to want to be getting back to your platform. So let's go ahead and I will show you how to customize your chart. Now we're going to focus on this chart over here. So let's go ahead and expand it by clicking the button up at the top in the middle. And in order to change the style of your chart, you need to right click and go into properties. Now here you have two tabs. You've got the colors tab and you've got the common tab. We're going to focus on the colors tab for now. Here you have 3 predefined schemes. You've got the yellow and black, which will basically change the green to a black. You've got the green and black, which we just saw, and you've got the black on white, which we've also worked with before. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set up a scheme that personally I find very nice to look at. I find it not distracting. I don't find it too aggressive. But at the same time, if that's not the scheme that you like, then feel free to set up your own colors as you think you'll prefer. And we're going to start off with the background. So the background, first of all, of course, you've got to take into account your own color preferences, but also I recommend taking into account things like what time of day you're going to be working with your charts most of the time. What is it? Is it dark in the room you're sitting in? Is it light in the room you're sitting in? Is there reflection coming off your chart? And so on. So things like that will basically make your chart visible and easy to work with in the time of day and in the environment that you're performing your MetaTrader 4 work in. So here you just need to click the drop down. You can select any color, and as you can see, this window adjusts for you and it shows you the preview. So I've got a personal preference over here. There's a color called Gainsborough, and if I select that, it's kind of like a light grayish. Then foreground is the text over here on the axes and basically all of the information on your chart. So sometimes black works fine, but if you select a dark background, then black won't work fine, and you might want to select a different color. So you can select like a blue, but in this case, blue doesn't work at all. You can select a red, a white, and so white is quite often used, like as you can see here right now, white is used on this chart. In this case, I'm going to leave it on black. Next, the grid. So the grid is that those lines in the background, and personally I like to switch them off, so it doesn't really matter what grid we select, but in this case, let's for instance select a snow color grid. And here's the fun part. So the bar up, bar down, bull candle, bear candle, and line graph. So your bar up is basically the outline of a bar or of a candle going up, or if you're working with standard bars, then it's just the color of the bar. And here I'm going to select dark gray, so that color over there. For the bar down, I'm actually also going to select dark gray, and I'll explain why in a second. For the bull candle, I'm going to select dark gray. For the bear candle, I'm going to select the next color down, which is light salmon. And for a line graph, I'm just going to select dark gray. So a lot of people forget about this, but the line graph actually is responsible for your dojis. So if I select changes to red, right now on this preview you can't see any example of that, but basically it's lines that don't have, it's candles that don't have a body. So when the open equals to the close price, then that the color of that candle will be line graph, or this is also responsible for the color of the line graph that you have on your charts. So this one we're also going to say dark gray, and the rest we're going to leave it as is. And if I click OK, now if I take off the grid and then I zoom in a bit, you'll see that it's at this level of zoom, it's actually quite a pleasant color mix. And the reason why I left dark gray for bearish candles, for the outline of bearish candles, here you can see that it's actually, it looks like it's outlined. So even though the filling is kind of pinkish or salmon color, the outline is gray, and it makes it stand out. And personally, I really like this style. It's nice to look at. It doesn't strain your eyes. It doesn't distract you from your analysis. I I personally think that this is a great color scheme, but once again, it's totally up to you. It's a matter of personal preference. So we're going to go into properties and quickly have a look at the common tab. In the common tab, what we're interested in is you can change your type of chart here again, which we already know how to do through this menu up at the top. And also you can add your ask line. So the line you currently see here is the bid line. If you select show ask line, then it will add an ask line to your chart as well. Also, you can add the period separators if you want, and those are just the two other things that we're interested in. So let's click OK. So there you see the ask line has been added, and it is exactly the same value as you can see in this market watch window. And the period separators, they basically tell you when the day ends according to your server time and when the next day is going to begin. So as you can see, it kind of visually tells you how far away the end of the day is. And that's how you set up your chart to your personal preference. Let's make this smaller so it fits back inside our 8 charts. And there you go. You saw how easy it is, how quick it is to set up your chart. And once again, there are many different types of color schemes that you can select from, and you can, and personally I think you totally should tailor your experience to what you're interested in seeing. And that's us for today. In the next tutorial, I will reveal to you the power of templates, and that'll be a very strong tutorial that will help you even better leverage these color schemes and take them with you when you're creating new charts and wherever you go. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, happy trading.